How do you like my bush?
It's a lovely bush. A little short.
I know I'm not done. Well, it's gonna. You'll see. You'll all see.
You will have the best bush.
Yep, the coolest bush.
As for me, I just happened to pick it up randomly. Like, back when I was a kid, where I live in the countryside, I didn't really hear that much about video games. Like, you saw commercials on TV and stuff, but that was about it. Like, unless you had like friends that played them, you didn't really know anything about them. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So, like, I was at a flea market with my mom, and we just happened to see this game called Harvest Moon 64 for the not the GameCube, the 64 system.
Harvest Moon 64 for the GameCube. Man, I remember that game. That was great.
Yeah, did you see those graphics on there?
I know. Whole 14 bits.
Yep. Excuse you, it was 32.
Whatever.
But anyway, we were like, oh, this looks cute. Let's try it out. And I was kind of like skeptical about it because I was like, how is a farming game fun? And then I played it, and then about like, let me think, about 3 days later, I was on like year 3 of the game. So I like kind of got really obsessed with it. I don't think you've ever played that game, have you?
Not the 64 version.
Not the 64 version. A lot of people don't, and basically it is it's got the shortest days out of the entire... Oh, I don't have Wendy's permission to build here.
Nope, I just staked a claim.
Okay.
I'm putting...
I'll just throw up on you. I'll throw this dirt up on you.
No, hold on. There, so do you see where all these logs are?
Yeah.
Those are the corners of our claim.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I figured we could do, just so it's easier to build after, we could, like, anything basically in this square is protected by me. You have absolutely no permission to move or touch anything here from now on. You can leave now. No, I'm joking, I'm joking.
Touch.
Go ahead, try to break something.
Touch. Okay, I feel better now.
There you go. Anyway, you'll have permission in just a second. But essentially, I thought maybe we could do some pillars downwards, or not. If we don't use the rooms, we won't have to. But I figure if we end up needing to space out the rooms a little.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Just so we get an idea. Now, I don't actually know how to give you permission for this, so let's ask. How do I give permissions for my claim? Oh, land claim help. There we go. What are you up to over there?
I was just adding something else in case people didn't understand. I was actually going to try and see if I could... Oh, okay. There it is. Trust.
Oh, okay. So... Trust...
I don't have Wynn's permission to manage permissions here. Wow.
There you go.
Yay! Let me see. I can actually build...
Yep.
I could destroy all your crap. I mean, anyway, like I was saying, Harvest Moon 64 has the shortest time to actually do anything on here. So, for example, like every single day would be about like 5 to 10 minutes in real life.
Wow, that's
yeah, I mean, it was that short.
That is really short.
And, but it wasn't a really big map either. So you had, let's see, like, there was like 3 main maps and then like a couple of little smaller maps on the side. And like you would have the woods, the town, and then like the ranch.
Oh, that's pretty small.
Yeah, that was it. And then there was like a few little smaller sets of maps, but you didn't have to really go around it very much. You could if you wanted to, but there was no really reason to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was like a really fun game. It was really quick. you could easily beat the whole game. You could actually get through a whole year in like one night, and I know because I've tried.
Wow.
And I really love the game. It's got the same people as in like Harvest Moon Back to Nature, if you've ever played that, or Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, More Friends of Mineral Town.
I always wanted Friends of Mineral Town, more Friends of Mineral Town, just because it was like there was always like if you've ever played A Wonderful Life or Another Wonderful Life, you know there's that fucking hill that people would go up, right?
Yeah.
That other characters would go up, and you'd be like, oh shit, I want to go up there so badly.
Yep.
And then they're like, the fucking Harvest Sprite comes in, and he's like, sorry, Vanessa, you can't come in here because you don't have Friends of Mineral Town or more Friends of Mineral Town. Maybe if you had more friends in your life, you'd be able to get somewhere.
Wow, he was an absolute jerk, wasn't he?
He was a dick.
Yeah, I could tell. But I actually did have both of them, so I did often play them together. Let me just go ahead and tell you, it wasn't as useful as you'd think. Like, the only real thing that's important on there is Van Comes to the Little game, and you could get CDs on both games, so you get like different music CDs. That is literally it.
That's all.
I mean, there's like some little subtext and stuff, but
Subtext.
that's it. Like, they'll talk about like the other towns, or they'll give you information that maybe you didn't know beforehand. Like, Dr. Hart. Well, actually, I think Dr. Hardy tells you about how he got his eye, even if you don't have the little game. But
Oh, what?
Dr. Hardy, you remember? Dr. Hardy was the guy on that game that had like the weird robot eye.
Who? The mad scientist?
Yeah, he was actually a doctor, but...
Oh, see, the weird thing is, I never really learned their names as much as I knew names like Hugh and Nina and...
Yeah, I mean, I understand. It's I often do that myself. Like, I could not tell you the names of like any of the new Pokemon gym leaders after like Gen 4, I guess, maybe. I don't even know if I could name Gen 4. But the doctor with the crazy eye that would come and then eventually moves into your town in year 2.
Yeah.
He eventually tells you why he's got that weird eye. And it's actually really sad.
It was an accident, wasn't it?
No, well, sort of. Sort of.
What was it that happened specifically again?
I'll tell you when we're not recording.
Why?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody else who's watching.
Spoiler warning! Now you can tell me.
Okay, spoiler warning, whatever. Basically, Dr. Hardy was taking care of this girl who had like a really bad illness, and it had infected part of her eye, and the illness was getting so bad it was getting into her brain, and she was going to potentially die from the illness.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Hardy managed to actually cure her, but he ended up getting infected as well. So he lost his eye because of that.
I do remember him mentioning something about a girl, but I think I was too young to understand what that really meant at the time.
You know what was... there was like one really good part about that game. One character I still love to this day on that game. And that is Moku Moku.
Yeah, he was so cute.
The little abominable snowman looking character. So that was the one. And Dr. Hardy actually tells it to Moku of all people. That's the one he tells his story
in the spring.
Yeah.
At the spring.
Just like he actually thinks Moku is like just a random person. Like, nope, that's not an imaginary animal that shouldn't actually exist. That's a person, normal. I'm going to talk to him.
That's a real person. How dare you? Okay, make some ladders.
I should actually train while you're building, honestly. I'm
gonna stick some things in here. In your chest.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to move this down eventually because I'm gonna make this more bush-like on the inside.
Okay.
So we're gonna...
Yeah, that's fine. I just put it there mainly just to take crap out of my inventory. So, now that I think about it, there were a couple of games. Like, a lot of the games that I played the most were games that had female characters. Like Super Mario 3, Paper, Boy 2 and Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. Because they all have female characters, and I don't know if it was really as effective in your. Oh, I found like 3, 4, 5 Kangaskhan.
Dude, I have no Pokeballs.
I do, but I don't want to catch them yet. I'm more focused on leveling right now. But anyway, back in my time, there was this like big movement of like girl power, you know, and there was like all of these girls, and they were like, you could tell that they were girls, but they were rebellious, so they would wear like boyish clothes and more boyish colors, and generally.
Isn't that? Never mind. Continue.
No, you could go ahead and ask.
I was just gonna say, isn't that kind of like really dumb? Like, how do I say? Like, I really like boyish clothes. Like, that's fine. But isn't trying to make girls equal by making them more like boys the exact opposite of what we should be doing?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But, you know, as a child, you're okay with that. But I grew up with, like, all boys. So, at the time, it was like, yeah, I'm just like any other boy and stuff like that. And it's just like, I could do anything that a boy can do and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. I think that was probably a good place to start.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. And so anytime like a video game had like a girl character, I was immediately attached to it. I played so many hours at Donkey Kong Country 2 because of that, just playing as Dixie Kong, the girl with the blonde hair, and then she could play guitar with it.
Like, I know who Dixie is.
Yeah. Well, I think most of us do when we're most of us that grew up in that age do. But yeah, I was like really into playing characters like that. And I remember playing Princess Peach a lot for Super Mario Land 2. So,
yeah, because she could fly, right?
She could fly, and she was like the most OP out of all of them, and I loved her because of that. I mean,
duh, she's a princess, bitch.
Yeah. And it was also because she finally wasn't like in another castle.
Sorry,
she finally got another castle.
Your princess is another castle. Motherfucker, I'm starting to think you don't want to come home.
What are you doing with Bowser anyway?
Peach is actually Bowser's children.
And then Super Mario Sunshine answers that question.
She's taking care of baby Bowser, right?
Yeah, taking care of him. Definitely not making him.
But at the end of... You never completed Mario Sunshine.
Oh, I did. I was mainly being sarcastic, but
at the end of Mario Sunshine,
I know she's not really my mama. Okay, wait a minute. There is one thing about Super Mario Sunshine that I loved, and I wish it came back. Honestly, I miss Bowser's voice.
Yeah, I liked the voice acting.
Apparently, a lot of people got upset about that, but I actually kind of like Bowser's voice in there because it did sound silly and childish. Because, you know, Mario is a silly and childish game. You're talking about a guy who jumps on Koopa shells and eats mushrooms to get bigger and shoots fire. And
yeah, like if you look at Mario, it's not like a serious game.
It's never been a serious game. Like, okay, I think me and you can both agree that Luigi's Mansion is actually a bit more serious than Mario.
Oh, for sure. I fucking love Luigi's Mansion. Don't get me started.
I've never actually beaten Luigi's Mansion. I will 100% admit that.
It's really good. It's a good ending. It's a really emotional ending.
I know. I've actually seen the ending. I saw it like through some Let's Plays because I was like, maybe if I watch people play it, I'll actually be able to play it. Well, be able to play it pretty well. No, I'm not really good with the controls on that, and especially the GameCube version. The 3DS one, I'm actually okay with.
Yeah, the 3DS one's a lot more goofy.
Mm-hmm. But the original one, kind of creepy. Has a lot of like really dark and depressing moments, especially the first boss that you face in Luigi's Mansion is a dead baby, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It says that he was actually born after his parents died, but still, that's a little creepy.
I remember the first time my brother and I realized like how dark it was. We were reading the description of that really fat ghost that ate a lot,
Yeah.
after we beat him, and it said it ate himself to death.
Uh-huh.
And we thought that meant that he got so bored of waiting for dinner, he started to eat himself.
Oh.
And so we just looked at each other like, what the fuck are we playing? But then later on we realized that, oh, he just ate a lot of food and then got fat and then died.
Yeah. Which is a very scary, that's a really sad way to go, honestly. Just like eat so much that you end up like killing yourself. That's kind of depressing.
Yep.
Okay, so here's a rat-a-tat, if I can actually hit it. Like, I'm getting into the habit where I'm actively trying to hit Pokemon from, like, really far away. Now that I have, like, my team and stuff. Where did that rat-a-tat go? Did it get cleared out? Oh, there it is. There it is. It's so tiny. It's like a tiny little thing. I gotta...
Alright, so... Since this is a protected area, nobody else should be able to open our chest. I think it's pretty good. We can set home. Set home.
Finally. I thought I'd never get that. It's a really tiny rat-a-tat, and it's cute, and I kind of want it.
So, Chris, if you want,
okay,
you can come to me.
Okay, I will as soon as I'm done with this match. But the baby in Luigi's Mansion kind of freaked me out, that first boss fight, because I was like, oh, it's just a baby. And then all of a sudden it does that weird crying face, and I was like, what the heck is wrong with it? Like, do you remember that bit?
The crying face? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
Okay. Like, but then again, back then I didn't take antidepressants either, so a lot of things really freaked me out. Like, go ahead.
Sorry, just a quick reminder, we have to stop by 2.
Okay, so we can really stop at any time whenever you're ready, but if you want to keep going, we can.
Yes. Over here. Come here.
Are you sure?
Come on.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, I have a lot of anxiety issues, so, like, just the littlest thing can really set me off and get me jittery and stuff. Like, even if I know physically it's not a bad deal or anything, and back then when I was playing Luigi's Mansion and stuff, I did not have antidepressants that kind of help calm me down and stuff. So, like, I remember back when I first played it, like, for a long time, I couldn't play it at all. Like, I wasn't even willing because of it. I kept getting, like, the music that Luigi's hums in my head. So, like, I would fall asleep and I would just be listening over and over to the sound of that and, like, dreaming about it and stuff. And it would really freaked me out for a long time.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's tough. That is some tough stuff, sister.
Okay.
Anywho, I just thought we could end today's episode off by showing what I've done with the house.
Okay.
So we don't have any torches yet. I was just going to work on that a little later. But essentially what we're going to have is this nice little bush here. Secret base. We're going to come on down. It's really dark. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. It's not like zombies are going to come in.
Yeah, and I thought maybe we could do like a couple rooms. Maybe make this room a little wider down this way. And then if we needed to do another room, we could just expand as we see fit.
Alright. That looks pretty neat. So,
now,
okay.
So all you have to do now to set your home is /sethome, all one word.
Nice.
There you go. So whenever you do /home, it'll bring you right to that location instead of spawn.
Okay, then. Alright.
So I think that's enough for today. We did quite a lot of chatting, quite a lot of running around. I guess, we'll do more of this as time goes on. So this was Pokemon Yellow, or Pixelmon Yellow, everybody, on the Pocket Pixel server. You should come on down and check us out if you ever want to play. So come on down.
Come on down to Pixel Town. Bye. Bye-bye.